Hello, all my BK riders. How you guys doing? Today is Thursday, June 20th, and I had something on my mind. Every time I have something on my mind that I want to see what you people know, get it out to the people, I'm going to pop up and just say what I want to say. Exactly. So, I want to talk about the presidential election. That's what I want to talk about. Okay, we're going to start here. Okay, so these are the people that are running for presidency. And the part that bothers me is like, who is qualified? Who is qualified? Because at the rate we going, we might have to see another Donald Trump. Now, I'm not going to say seeing Donald Trump is bad. I'm not going to say it's good either. But what I'm going to tell you is, what could we expect? What could we expect? So, what does he say? Hey, Bobby. Hey, King Art. So far, we have, and I quote, 745 people running for presidency. 745 people running for presidency. 260 people running for Democrat. 97 people are running for Republican. And 31 people are running for liberals. Thank you, King Art. Thanks for showing some love. Appreciate you and Bobby. Thank you. And smash that like button on your way in and out. So, I just wanted to do a little breakdown of who are these people? Who are these people? So we know Biden, we know Clinton, we know Kerry, we know Booker, we know who else? Sanders, Kamala Harris, she's up and coming. We know her. Bloomberg, he used to be the mayor of New York. And there's a couple of other ones. But what do we really know about these people? Are these people really capable of running the country? We have to get someone. Bobby, you gonna run for your life? Bobby, I ain't messing with you because I done seen you with the Trump hat on, and I seen you with a Hillary shirt. So you on the fence. I know you are. But in saying that, let's see what is it that we can find out. I'm not digging in nobody's past, but what are they bringing to the table? So here it is. We have former Vice President Joe Biden. Finally, he decided he wants to run. He was a great vice president. I believe he will be a great president too. I believe that because of the way he talks, the way he's unapologetic. Okay, so we have Susan Moran, we have Kristen Gillibrand, we got Kamala Harris. Here's Kamala Harris picture right here, so you can actually see her. This right lady right here is Kamala Harris. We have Cory Booker. Where they put Cory at? There you go. This is Cory Booker. They have Beto O'Rourke. I can't pronounce names right. You know that. Let me find him. It's O'Rourke. There you go. O'Rourke. And we have Pete Buttigieg. Looks like it says Buttigieg. His name is Pete Buttigieg. Let's see where he's at. There you go. There you go, Peter. And you know, they narrowed it down to these people. They narrowed it down to Clinton, Biden, Holder, Kerry, Castro, Bennett, Booker, Brown, Casey, Delaney, Gillibrand, Harris, Calabashier, Merkley, Sanders, Warren, Sadwell, O'Rourke, Gabbard, Bullard, NC, Inbikalupa, Metcalf, Ladru, Gilman, Bloomberg, Buttigieg, Schultz, and Ojeda. You get the message. You guys can read. So anyway, as we dig into it, the debates start in June, with most of the candidates getting a chance to appear on stage, but a number of participants will start to win out, they called it, win out, in the third debate in September. So now we're narrowing it down. We're getting a narrow picture of who's actually going to run it. These people on the screen are running for Democrat seat at the presidency. So the lineup for the Democrats, we got 20 people is going to talk at a time. So out of 40, they're going to split it over 2 nights. Whoever emerges from the Democrat primary will face Trump, Trump has already raised $100 million, okay, for his second term. That's a big Trump advantage. But the president will historically be unpopular during his first term. Are we really going to give Trump a second term? I don't know. Hi, Unique Gifts. Hi, Mr. Wise. Are we really going to give Trump a second term? If you guys do not go out and vote, if you guys do not go and vote for your mayors and for your senators and for your councilmen, start at the community level. Start early. Start community level. Councilman, mayor, senator, governor, president. So they're going to be around you guys, telling you guys, oh, vote for this one. The union's going to say, we support you. Vote for this one. All the church is going to say, oh, the pastors in the church are going to say for their congregation of 15 to 20 million, the mega churches, oh, go vote for this one. We support you. We support you. So many of the Democratic voters, they don't yet really know who are the candidates. You know, even the big names like Beto O'Rourke, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, the potential nominees for the substantial recognition. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders. Those are the two older, then they call them two older white men. Like if Hillary Clinton ain't old too. I mean, the age of a president, in my opinion, should be between 45 and 60. That's just my opinion. Because, you know, you don't want your president to have Alzheimer's or dementia ready to hit the button. So you gotta make sure they're mentally stable. They living your best life. You have to make sure they're mentally stable for that. So, in other words, we have Sanders, Harris, and Biden. Okay, you got your vote in. That's what's up. You know, we still have to make sure that this next president is going to do what we need to be done. Let me also put this disclaimer in that even though President Trump is the most least liked president, he is the number one least liked president. I have no doubt, and I'm not gonna say what party I follow. I have no doubt if America was in trouble, he would protect her. I'm gonna say her because they say America is a her. He will protect her with his life, and he would go by any means necessary to ward off all what's that number? All terrorist attacks, and he would he would go above and beyond without a thought, without a second thought. He don't care what Congress say. He don't care what the government say. Oh, we being attacked. Boom. That I believe of him. So now we're going to talk about some of the Republicans. Let's see what we got on them. Okay, this is Mr. Trump. So Mr. Trump's slogan for his first presidency was, "Make America great again. Make America great again." That was his slogan. And he won. That's the crazy part. He won. He said, "Make America great again." And he won. So for 2020, his new slogan is, bam, keep America great. Keep America great. So, you know, President Trump, you know, it is what it is. I tell you, it is what it is for him. So, what do we know about the former Vice President Joe Biden? Corey. What we know about Corey? Now, Corey, from what I know of him, you know, he's the former mayor of Newark. He was a part-time firefighter. He has a lot of fresh and new ideas. You know, like, did you really think that your children wouldn't need a savings account? They really do. They start them out so they can have a little upper edge of when they need things, you know, to start making them accounts from birth. I did that with my grandson. I did that with my goddaughter. I did that with my own children. You start them out. It could be something minor, like $25 a month. You start for their future, you know. So, you know, he got some good policies, you know, to Corey, you know, but he has to be tough. He has to stay tough. He has to keep promoting his work, you know. You know, he's promoting charter schools, but then again, charter schools are out here now, and they're closing down the regular schools. So, whatever for him. So we got Kristen. Let me go back to the other picture so you can see who I'm talking about. We got Kristen Gillibrand. Where's Christian at? Kristen Gillibrand. This is her. Kristen Gillibrand. She's involved over the years from centrist Democrats in the House to a progressive who endorses Medicare for all and a universal paid family leave. A pillar of her own state career, she's been cracking down on sexual assault in the military. Now, this is where she's going to get a lot of military support from. A lot of military support. Because now we have more and more women in the military. We really do. And even the men who are bicautious, whatever they are from A to Z. I can't remember all the letters in their title. But this is important to start cracking down on the sexual assault in the military. You know, Gilbert, she's presenting herself as a young mom in tune with the Me Too era, quote unquote. And, you know, she feels that by empowering women, the Democratic women, she should have said all women. You know, I would have more respect for her. She said all women, but she says the Democratic women who empower the Historia wins. You know, if she would say all women. Okay, so now we go to Amy. Where's Amy at? Come on, Amy. This is Amy Klobuchar. She's a Democrat. And she looks to blend for her folksy Midwestern manners, some crossover, you know. She gives her appeal on working history across the aisles of the Republican winning elections. And, you know, she's a home mom, which is great, but your kids are old enough now. You know, she want to crack down on the big tech firms. You know, those firms that focus on privacy and antitrust. So she's struggling. She is struggling with a lack of name recognition because nobody knows her name. They may see her face, but they don't know her name. But she has allegedly harsh treatment for staff. So let's see what Senator Michael Bennet is about. That's him right here. Bennet is a well-known but national little-known senator from Colorado, of course. The passion that fuels his candidacy is fervent frustrations with the way Washington works. Bennet believes Americans are nearly as divided as the parties in Washington and posing himself accordingly. I don't know. If you're saying we're divided, what are you going to do to bring us all together? What are you going to do so we can stop having a Republican Party and a Democrat Party? Could we all be one nation for human beings? Okay, the next one up is the former representative, Mr. Beto. Now, I can't pronounce his name right, but I'm going to try. Beto O'Rourke. O'Rourke, where he's at. There you go, right there. The former Texas Congress member is maybe 2020's biggest card. They call him the biggest card, biggest wild card. They call him a wild card. O'Rourke built a historical, successful fundraiser apparatus during losing his 2018 Senate run to Ted Cruz. He's young and he gives good speeches. Obama hold hands with him and seem to like him. The open question is, with his self-evident political talents are matched by policy and substance. Now, see, that's a problem. That is another problem. What are his political talents? What are they? Are they just for him and his community? Because, he used to be a Congress member. So whose side is he really on? And then we have Mr. Bill Blasio. Mr. Bill Blasio. Where Blasio at? Where he at? See, Bill Blasio. Yeah. I don't have Blasio on here. But, what do I? Let me see. Probably dropped out. But we're going to go. We have Bloomberg. But we're going to go next with Pete Buttigieg. All right. Something viral political stars leads a city of just 100,000 people. He's in the military. He's a military veteran and a Rhodes Scholar. And he will be the first openly, here we go. You ready for this? First openly LGBTQ president in American history. Redevelopment and infrastructure projects have been staple of his future as the mayor. Okay. Now, see, with the backing, I'm just saying, with the backing of the LGB, goodness, I just want to say A to Z, LGBTQ, okay? With the backing of them, he stands a very, very strong chance of winning, just because they are very connected. They are very connected. So, I don't know what to tell you. They're very connected. Very, very connected. So who we have next? Washington Governor Jay Inslee. I don't think we have him up here. Inslee, no. Steve Bullock. Do we have Bullock up here? Okay, this is Steve Bullock. A two-term Democratic governor in Trump-friendly state is campaigning as a Washington outsider who will confront money interests and reform campaign finances He can also claim the successful expansion of Medicaid with the buy-in of Republican legislator to showcase his bipartisan bona fides. Yeah, and nothing. He contributes nothing. Next up, we got former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper. Hickenlooper is a moderate to ex-governor who is pitching his ability to work across the aisle on the issues. He can tout his record on gun violence. Now see, the gun violence, I knew it would come up, and it's here, about the gun violence. Environmental regulations and expanding Medicaid. He conveys every persona, having founded Denver Brewery before he ever ran for public office. That's something. I don't know. That's something. That's something to think about right there, for real. Hey, Simon. Hey, Guyway. How you guys doing? You know, I'm just trying to understand some of this. Keep America great is a good way. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Unique. I'm just going over some things in my head about these people running for the presidency because they think it's a joke. Our lives should not be a joke. Our lives should not be a joke. I don't see Castro on this list. Okay. Let's see. I don't see Sowell. I see Sowell on this list. Oh, I see Inslee. Let me see. I went past him. So right here is Jay Inslee. Inslee. I can't pronounce none of these names. All right. His center, or what he's working on, his campaign is about environmental issues, the threat of climate change. So he's the one that's the climate change that he's going to be screaming and hollering about. He has pushed this bill to get his home state off of coal energy and all other carbon producing energies sources by 2045. It hasn't always been smooth. Voters in Washington rejected and instantly support a carbon-free 2015. But the governor hopes to quickly build a profile by focusing relentlessly on humanity, existential threat. So that's what he's doing. I know Simon, but you know, these people running, and I don't see anything that's going to help the people as a whole. Let me see. Do I have Sadwell? Oh, here we go. This is Eric Sadwell. The California Democrat has gained a bit of profile from his role on the House Intelligence Committee, which he has taken much of the responsibility for investigating the Trump administration over the last 2 years. He's selling his candidacy as one focused on national security. Okay, that's what he's doing. He wants to make sure America stays safe by getting rid of Donald Trump. I'm good with anyone, just as long as we keep moving ahead and not move backwards like we were before Trump. All right, Bobby, I hear you. But it's going to get interesting because these are just the Democrats. I'm going to go over there and talk about the Republicans as well as soon as I finish. All right, so now who's up next? Let's see. Who are these people? Who is Seth Maltorn? Do I have a Maltorn up here? Maltorn. I need to put my glasses on, really. But he's not there. He didn't make it. I knew John Delaney. Do you have a John Delaney up here? Right. This is John Delaney. That's too late in Cindy. Exactly, Simon. We have a John Delaney. The most notable thing about John Delaney is that he's already been running for presidency for 2 years, more or less living in Iowa and the first state on the presidential calendar. He was the first choice, 1%, 1% of Iowa Democrats. So what does that mean? That means 1% of the whole state, of his own state, okay? 1% of his own state feels he could be president. That's interesting. Okay. That is interesting. Okay, we're going to check on that. Let me see. I didn't see an Andrew Yang. I didn't see him. Oh, I skipped over Castro because, he's definitely not going to win. I ain't going to talk about him. Let me see. Do we have a Williamsburg? Mayor Wayne Masson. Do we have a Masson? Nope. I'm going to get to some good ones. All right. John Kerry. We all, Secretary of State, President nominee John Kerry. He was pretty good. We like a lot of his new policies. I follow Kerry, so he's not new to this. He's true to this. He keeps running. Door keeps slamming in his face for a lesser qualified person, and he keeps running. So that's John Kerry. So these are the people. 1% of your state you can win, but 1% of your state is not enough. All right, this is how they're going to do. They're going to be holding, the Democratic National Committee will announce 12 debates starting in June, which they already started, and extending all the way to 2020. Given a huge field of debates will be split across 2 nights to start with. The first night of debate will be Wednesday, June 26th, you guys. We'll start at 9 p.m. And the candidates on stage, now these are the people we need to look for. The candidates on stage will be Cory Booker. We go to his name because he'll be one. Where's Cory? Cory Booker. Senator Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren will be on the stage too. This is her, Elizabeth Warren. Texas Representative Beto O'Rourke. He will be on stage. Senator Amy Klobuchar, she will be on stage. Former Representative John Delaney. He will be on stage. Let's see. Representative Tulsi Gabbard. I didn't see, this is Tulsi Gabbard. You got to look her up and find out what's going on with her too. Julian Castro. I didn't say much about Julian Castro. I'll get back to him. And, they had Mayor Bloomberg down here, and they also got, Bill de Blasio. I think they made a mistake on that one. I really do. Okay, let me tell you about Castro. 1 second. Okay, let's see. Okay, Kamala. I like Kamala. I like some of the things she's saying. I really do. Not because she's a woman. I'm not going to say may the best man win. I'm going to say may the best person win. How about that? The best person that's going to help the United States to be the best that she can be. Bill de Blasio, I used to work with him in New York. And Mayor Bloomberg, he signed some of my paperwork from New York. I'm trying to find what's his name? Well, we'll get back to him. Okay, we'll get back to him. So now we are going to move forward. Well, that's them again. They just narrowed down that large group to this small group here. Okay. It's Cory. Oh, geez. Janika Jenkins. 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, I was up on Uncle Fad page. That's what we do. That's what we do over there. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Trailblender. How you doing? Thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming over. Okay, let's see. So now we have who's running. So now we have 21 Democrats running and only 2 Republicans. Unlikely 2 Republicans. They're so silly. What is Trump approval rating? Okay. What is his approval rating? That's something we need to really, really take a good look at, because Trump, man, I don't know. I do not know. But his approval rating since April 2019. In Wyoming, he's at 62% at his highest, and at his lowest, he's at 18% in the District of Columbia, which is called DC, for some who don't know. And, he's at 20%, 30% in Vermont. 20% in Vermont. Isn't that something? Elections. Let's see what's going on with the elections. 2020 elections. So we're going to see what they say about the New York Times. Okay. And this one looks even better. This one looks even better to talk about. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about and make your own assessment, because right now I haven't a clue. Okay? I haven't a clue of who I want to vote for. So I will have to wait, just like everybody else, and really watch the debates. They didn't give me his approval rating in the Midwest. He did this one from the highest to the lowest to the mediocre. Everybody, don't feel sad. Kanye West is running in the election of 2024. So don't worry, we're going to get Kanye West. Oh my goodness. That is too funny. So we have 23 Democrats running, and these are the ones that made the cut. We have Bennett, Biden, Booker, Bullock, but I can't pronounce his name. I'm gonna call him Bugatti, Bujigi, Castro, De Blasio. Okay, I noticed they took out Bloomberg, because Bloomberg ain't running, and put De Blasio, his real picture. You got Delaney, Gabbard, Gillibrand, Harris, Hickenlooper, Inslee, Kablaja, Massan. I've never even seen them before. Mouton, O'Rourke, Ryan, Sanders, Stilwell, Warren, Williamson, and Yang. That is another one I didn't see before, okay? So, we got 23 Democrats running against 2 Republicans. This is some kind of setup. This is a real setup. I mean, truly a real setup. We got Donald Trump running for the Republicans. We got Wild, who I never heard of, running against Donald Trump for the Republican. Unlikely to run. 4 Democrats, 1 Republican. Adams might not run. Kerry, he probably give up again. Landrieu and Schultz may run as Indiana. I don't know. And they're running against Kershaw, Republican. I don't know who are these people. I don't even know these people. Who are these people? Not running. 13 not running and 1 Republican not running. Ah, and this is an interesting group of people that is not running, which will all be a joke with the exception of Clinton, Bloomberg, Brown, Casey, Clinton, Garcia, Holder. I think that's the Eric Holder guy. McAdolph, Murphy, Ojeda dropped out. Patrick, Slayer, Oprah Winfrey. Oh, please. Michael Bennett, we cannot be the first generation to leave less to our kids, not more. That's why I'm running for president. Let's build opportunity for every American to restore integrity to our government. Hi, Missy. Unique. Please don't make my stomach start hurting. Please, please, please. I can't take the stress of Trump again, but hey, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Okay, what Michael Bennett is best known for? A moderate Democrat known for seeking compromise. That's a really big word, seeking compromise. His age is 54 years old. Is better known for being part of the so-called Gang of Eight bipartisan group crafted comprehensive immigration reform bill of 2013. You had to see some of the things they talk about. Oh, if a kid is born in the United States and their parents get deported, can they leave the kid here? How you gonna leave your kid in another country that threw you out? I don't know how that goes. First of all these other countries, third world countries, I'm not even gonna get into that. I ain't gonna get into that. They come over here just to have their kids so then they can come back 10 years later and their kids can make them citizens. Know the game. Just know the game. Announced in early April that he had prostate cancer, but has since had surgery and that his staff called completely successful. Signature issues. Has called for modernizing and the economy in fields like artificial intelligence and increasing infrastructure spending. Ooh, see? He's down with the AI. Next, we got Joseph R. Biden. Many of you may know him for being the vice president under Obama, which, they're best of friends. All it takes is for Obama to endorse him and he will be a winner. Okay, if we give Donald Trump 8 years in the White House, he will forever and unfundamentally alter the character of this nation, who we are, and I cannot stand by and watch that happen. As you know, Biden is very bold in what he say. He's very bold. He has ran for president twice before, is among the best liked figures in the Democratic Party, known for his down-to-earth personality and his ability to connect with the working class voters. That is very, very important. Regards to 2020, this is his last chance to run for presidency. His age is 76 years old. Okay, so let's do some quick math. He's 76 years old. If he makes presidency and he do his whole term, that's 4 years, he'll be leaving the presidency at the age of 80. A lot can go on. A lot can go on in the 4 years. Please believe me. Hello, King One. How are you today? We're just talking about some presidents and who's running for president. Okay, on to the next. Now, I'm trying to be biased. I like Cory Booker. I like Cory Booker. Cory Booker is 50 years old. He's a senator from New Jersey, former mayor of Newark. I believe that we can build a country where no one is forgotten, no one is left behind, where we see the faces of our leaders on television and feel pride, not shame. So that was a knockout hit. Donald trying to weave it, but that's a knockout hit. We can see the faces of our leaders on television and feel pride, not shame. Would be one of the most gifted orators in the field of running on politics of uplift, and we call President Obama's 2008 campaign. Enjoys a vast fundraising base thanks to long-standing connections to donors around the country. His signature issues is he has been one of the leaders in the Senate on criminal justice reform, but his appeal would most likely center on his call of unifying the country. Hey, Mr. TV, welcome, welcome. Okay, so his main thing he's going to be pushing is criminal justice reform. And that's important too, because we got so many people in jail for the 3 strikes during the Bill Clinton era and the Ronald Reagan era. That's why they claim there's a shortage of men, because they're all in jail, which I don't think is really true, but I know a lot of them are still in jail. A little of nothing. Let's see what Steve Bullock, and this is funny, but he says, you say, remember to show love to the host. Oh, thank you, thank you. At least show me for 15 minutes. I'm not going to be here all day. I just want to tell you what I'm doing and what I'm feeling about this presidential. What's going on? Let me see. Make sure it's still screen sharing. Okay, good. All right, we're going to talk about Steve Bullock. We need to defeat Donald Trump in 2020 and defeat the corrupt system that lets campaign money down out the people's voice, so we can finally make good on the promise of fair shot for everyone. Democratic governor of state that Mr. Trump easily won in 2016, known for his prerogatives of who was able to win the Republican support for liberal priorities, came out in favor of an assault weapons ban, despite overseeing the states that prize hunting. Signature issues: expected to make a campaign finance reform priority, while also pushing early childhood education and other policies aimed at reducing economic inequality. That sounds good. Like I said, all it takes is $25 a month to put away in an account for your children to get them a head start on their future. Okay. And he is 53. Okay, now Pete, I can't pronounce his name, but Gigi. I'm gonna have to really look up his name, because I hate to be calling our president Mr. Butt. But anywho, began to draw national notice after delivering an essay that counseled Democrats on how to recover from their defeats in 2016 elections. Has embarked on a long shot campaign that may test the appeal of youth profile over traditional qualifications. Signature issues: he has stressed his generational identity and called for politics on issues like climate change and economic opportunity. We're already going to talk about the climate change. Julian Castro. Now, I left him out when I was going through all the Democrats, because the information on him was very slim to none. That's how much of we don't know who he is. But he's the former housing secretary, former mayor of San Antonio. Now, my question is San Antonio, Texas, or San Antonio, California? I don't know. opted out of challenging Senator Ted Cruz for the Senate in 2018 midterms election. Once a rising political star, has struggled to find the role during his Trump administration. Money could be an issue, especially if former Representative Beto O'Rourke, a small donor magnet, amounts a bid. Signature issues has empathized platform of universal pre-kindergarten, Medicare for all, and immigration reform. Now, I don't know. We would like for all senior citizens to receive Medicaid. It's a shame that they don't, but they should all receive. Once you turn a certain age, you should receive Medicaid. Okay, let's go with Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio, New York, of course. I remember him when he was a councilman. I used to work in his in some of his offices when he was a councilman, and then he became, borough president of the borough, and now he was working. He's the mayor of New York City. As president, I will take on the wealthy. I will take on big corporations. I will not rest until this government serves the working people. Could credibly make the case that he has fused liberal policy feats like universal pre-kindergarten with a falling crime and a sturdy economic. Past forays into national politics like a progressive nonprofit and halting endorsement of Hillary Clinton have ended in disaster. Signature issues is likely to run on a signature pre-kindergarten program and the city's low crime rate. Whatever that means for him. And his age is 58. And we have John Delaney. Now, mind you, so far, Biden is the oldest at 76. They worrying about him being 80 and hitting a button. He's 76 now. Okay, John Delaney, I think I'm the right person for the job, but not enough people know who I was or still who I am. Was elected to the House in 2012, programmatic idealist in his telling, has been running aggressively since 2017, has already visited every country in Idaho. Enough, it's unclear if he has improved his long shots prospects. Signature issues has pitched himself as a bipartisan problem solver, but also endorsed liberals like universal health care. No. Tulsa Gabbard, she's 38. There are a lot of changes that are facing the American people, and I'm concerned about, and I want to help solve. Supported Bernie Sanders in 2016, has drawn condemnation for meetings with Syrian President Bashar Assad, whose regime has been accused of using chemical weapons against civilians, has apologized for her history of anti-gay statements and her past work for the anti-gay advocacy group. Signature issues: opposition to American military interventions overseas includes countries like Syria. I don't know about that. Christian Gillibrand. I'm going to run for president of the United States because as a young mom, I am going to fight for other people's kids as hard as I would fight for my own. Was once a congresswoman from a conservative House district, has transformed herself into a progressive champion in President Trump, Washington, becoming one of the state's leading liberal voices. Signature has long placed woman equality opportunity at the center of her policy agenda. All right, and here we go to Kamala. Kamala's 54, senator from California, former Attorney General of California, former San Francisco District Attorney. And she says, would bring a star power. She says, I believe our country wants and needs some leadership that provides a vision of the country in which everyone can see themselves. Would bring a star power and history, making potential to the race that few other Democrats can match. One of the new Democrats who joined the Senate after 2016 quickly drew notice for her tough questioning of Mr. Trump's cabinet nominees and later his Supreme Court nominees, Brett M. Kavanaugh. Signature issues. Unrevealed middle class tax cut legislation last fall and has championed a liberal service rights agenda in the Senate. See, I don't understand. Why did they downplay her accomplishments in this article? Why did they downplay it? Because she's done way more than that. I've been seeing her all over the place. She's been doing way more than that. Okay, next up we got John Hickenlooper, 67. I've proven again and again I can bring people together to produce the progressive change Washington Cole has failed to deliver. A senator modern with his record of success in a purple state. A former gynecologist who struck it rich when he opened a brewery in Denver would probably cast himself as someone who can attract support from a broad coalition through some of his victories entailing cutting deals with the Republican business establishment. Signature issues. He has stressed his record of consequential building around issues like Hispanic Medicaid, gay rights, and gun control. Jay, I can't pronounce. I'm going to start just pronouncing the names that I can't pronounce. Jay, 68. I'm running for president. I am the only candidate who will make defeating climate change our nation's #1 priority. Two-term governor, known for his environmental policies, has become one of the party's most forceful climate advocates, calling all Democrats to embrace a green energy jobs program. Signature has made climate centerpiece of his agenda as governor and as national figure, campaigning widely in the midterm elections on a message of creating renewable energy jobs. Okay, Jay. Amy. She was the senator of Minnesota, former Hennepin County, Minnesota attorney. It's time to organize, time to galvanize, time to take back our democracy. Became a hero to many Democrats for her stern, cool questioning of Brett during his confirmation hearings. Has called for Democrats to focus on reclaiming the swing states in the middle of the country. That's like the middle of the country. We don't swing no way. We swing the way we want to swing, okay? Okay, signatures. Has championed legislators to combat the opioid crisis and drug addiction and to address the cost of prescription drugs. She may have my vote right there. Prescription drugs are becoming more than an arm and a leg. Co-payments are going up like crazy, Okay, who's up next? Now, I didn't know anything about this guy here. Wayne Massan, former mayor of Myra, Florida, former college football champion. America belongs to all of us. The promise of America belongs to all of us. That's why I'm going to be running for president to be your champion. Defeated a long-time incumbent to become his city's first Black mayor. Has taken progressive stands on guns, immigration, and environmental issues. A first-generation American born to Jamaican parents, he is hoping to tap into the Caribbean American community to help fuel his long-shot bid. Signature. He has proposed canceling the more than $1.5 trillion in student debt owed by 44 million Americans. Woo-wee. Y'all know how much some student loans cost? He proposed canceling more than 1.5 trillion in student debt owned by 44 million Americans. That's a lot. Hey, Mr. TTV, how you doing? How you doing? We're just going over what these presidents are, who's running for president. Next up, we got Seth, 40 years old, congressman from Massachusetts, Iraq war veteran. I'm running because we have to beat Donald Trump. And I want us to beat Donald Trump because I love this country. Wow, that's it. Won his congressional seat in 2014 after ousting longtime Democrat incumbent. He has made his military service a key piece of political brand, helped lead an effort opposing elected Representative Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the new Congress, signature issues. He has stressed his 4 years in Iraq with Marine Corps and called for a new approach to foreign policy, national security, and defense. Got some young blood up in here. Young blood, 40 years old. Okay, Beto O'Rourke, former congressman from Texas, 2018 Senate candidate. This is going to be a positive campaign that seeks to bring out the very best from every single one of us, that seeks to unite a divided country. Became celebrity of Democratic politics in Trump age, narrowly lost to Senator Ted Cruz in 2018, has delivered a message of national unity and the red state liberalism via constant social media, live streaming to voters inside and outside of Texas. Any success in 2020 will draw from his viral appeal, particularly to the younger Democrats, and from the small dollar fundraising army it has earned him. Signature issues. He has focused on immigration reform, marijuana legalization, and rural hospital access. Reefer is going to be available everywhere. Everywhere. If you got some money, go and invest in a marijuana dispensary. I don't mean get it from their investor, have your own marijuana dispensary. Okay, we know about that one. Let's see, what's next? Tim Ryan, Congress from Ohio, former congressional staffer. I've watched the American dream slip through the fingers of many Americans. It's time for us to start building America we deserve. Joined Congress at the age of 29 and has positioned himself as a voice for the blue-collar voters in the Midwest. Challenged Nancy Pelosi for House Majority Leader in 2016 election, winning 63 votes to her 134. Once an opponent of abortion rights, gradually reversed his position and announced in 2015 he considered abortion a personal choice. Signature issues: renegotiating or enforcing trade deals, pushing Chinese currency manipulation, unions' rights, and workforce development. Okay, here we have Bernie Sanders, 77 years old. 4 more years to be 81. Let's see. Senator from Vermont, which is a beautiful state, I may say, beautiful state. Until the black bear jumped out of the garbage cans. I was like, oh, time to go. Grabbed all the kids I brought with me to Vermont. Grabbed all of them. But it was a baby bear. It was a baby black bear. The only way we will win this election and create a government and economic that works for all with grassroots and movement the likes of which has never been seen in American history. A self-described Democrat socialist, was the runner-up in 2016 Democratic primary, would begin a second White House race with more extensive organization and waiting than any other candidate in the Democratic primary. Might face difficulties retaining the level of support he enjoyed when he was effectively head-to-head race against Hillary Clinton. Signature issues: Medicare for all, free college tuition, and curtailing the influence of what he calls them, the billionaires. Okay. Eric Swalwell, Congressman from California. The biggest question that any candidate should ask themselves: can you make a difference for the people who you serve? And I believe I could. Has grown national profile thanks to his popularity as a cable news guest. As a member of the House of Judicial and Intelligence Committee, could have high profile presence on issues like impeachment and the Russian investigation. Now he wouldn't go mess with Russia already. He not even president. Signature issues: has stressed his experience as a prosecutor to investigate the Trump administration, proposed funding for innovation in medical research, push for national ban of assault weapons. You know, other than the big cities, hunting and weapons that they use for hunting, man, they have rooms full of them weapons. Rooms. Because they be hunting all kinds of stuff. All kinds of moose heads on the walls and deer antlers on their walls. I wonder if they eat that meat. Almost sure they cut it up and freeze it, eat the meat, and then put the skin on the floor for a rug, or hang the skin on the wall as an ornament or something. Ooh. That's why I don't like log cabins. I don't want to go there and see all that stuff on the wall and stuff. I can't. Elizabeth Warren, 69 years old, senator from Massachusetts, former Harvard professor. It's time for women to go to Washington and fix our broken government. And that includes a woman at the top. Has done some of the most extensive preparations for a presidential run. Attempt to dispatch questions about her Native American heritage. Releasing the results of her DNA test. Ooh. The effort raised questions about her readiness for a national bid. Signature issues: income equality, and what she sees as a middle class under attack from big corporations and political corruption. Okay, Elizabeth. Marianne Williamson, 66 years old, self-help author and new age lecturer. We need moral and spiritual awakening in the country. Nothing short of that is adequate to fundamentally change the patterns of our political dysfunction. The author of more than a dozen self-help and spirituality books, ran for Congress as an independent in 2014 and lost, championed the rights of gay men with AIDS, founding a charity that now supplies meals to people with serious illnesses. Signature issues: I propose $100 million in reparations for slavery, with $10 billion to be distributed annually over a decade for economic and education projects. That sounds interesting. And she actually used the word $100 billion in reparations for slavery. Marianne Williamson. With $100 billion to be $10 billion to be distributed annually over a decade for economic and educational projects. She may be one to look out for too, because a lot of people of color is interested in getting their reparations, considering that it's part of history that no one likes to talk about. Andrew Young, a former tech executive who founded an economic development nonprofit. Universal basic income is an old idea, but it's an old idea that right now is unique and relevant because of what we're experiencing in society. On that note, is running a long shot campaign on proposal to establish a universal basic income funded by the government, has drawn some media attention for highlighting tech issues like robotics and artificial intelligence. Signature issue establishing a universal basic income of $1,000 per month for all Americans. Okay. His will be longer. Donald Trump running. Ooh. U.S. President, real estate developer, reality television star. You're fired. As soon as he loses the election, we're gonna be like, "You're fired." That's gonna be the slogan. "You're fired" should be the slogan. Okay, back to it. Considering that we have done more than any administration in the first 2 years, this should be easy. More great things now in the works. Main legislative accomplishment as president: a sweeping tax cut. I still pay taxes, a lot of taxes, that chiefly benefits corporations and the wealthy investors. Has focused on undoing the policies of Obama administration, including the healthcare, environmental regulation, and immigration. Faces, see, why is you still talking about Obama? You've been a president for almost 4 years and you're still worrying about Obama. Why is you worrying about him when you should be worrying about you? How many presidents, or hopefully the president, can undo all that you've done in 4 years? Matter of fact, what did you do in 4 years? I'm gonna have to go back and we're gonna have to see what Donald Trump has done for our country. Besides tweeting, Donald, stop tweeting me. I tried to delete him on Twitter. I had to close my account and start a new one because he refused to stop tweeting. It seemed like his tweets were the only tweets coming through. I don't know why. Okay, faces multiple serious legal investigations. Hey, MT. Faces multiple legal investigations through the recent report of Robert S. Mueller III, special counsel, found no evidence he coordinated with Russia's 2016 elections interference. Signature issues: restricting immigration and building a wall. God damn, he back on that wall. He's back on the wall again. What are you gonna do? Build a wall that's so high to where the airplanes can't go across it? Why are you talking about this wall? Then he said his campaign last year was like, and the Mexicans are gonna pay for it. Excuse me, did you not notice that the wall you're trying to build, we have a state that is Mexico, and you're trying to build a wall on the border of our state, which is Mexico? Do you know how many states you would have to build this wall across? See, a lot of people don't know what building this wall entails. Oh, thank you, Mr. TV. Appreciate that. A lot of people don't understand what building this wall entails. We're talking about a wall that's going to have to cover states. And I'll get into those states when we go back to the map. If we go back to the maps today. Okay, so he's back to restricting immigration and building a wall, the Mexican border, renegotiating or canceling international deals on trades, arms control, climate change, withdrawing American troops from overseas. Okay, Donald Trump, what are we going to do with him? What are we going to do? I tell you, I need to add some. I add some Cavassier to this coffee. Because every time I think of him, I really want to become an alcoholic. Sometimes when I think of him. So that tells you I don't drink because I don't think of him. All right, so we got William F. Weld, former governor of Massachusetts, former federal prosecutor. I hope to see the Republican Party assume once again the mantle of being the party of Lincoln. Now we're going back to Abraham Lincoln. What did Abraham Lincoln do again? Let's see. Abraham Lincoln is famous for freeing the slaves. That's where the war came in at. But you free the slaves down south. But how about all, you saying that worldwide, like you did something worldwide. There was not all people of color were slaves. Just the ones that was in them log cabins of yours. Those the ones that were slaves in North Carolina, South Carolina, down in the Virginias, down in that little part of United States. But up north, there wasn't no slaves. So that's why their main goal was to get up north, because there wasn't slavery up north. They was free. So they had to get through your little 6-state cluster. Man, I'm not even going to go into that. See, Donald, I got to take another drink. See? All right, where was I? With this guy here. Ran for the vice president of the Libertarian, I can't pronounce a lot of words, party's ticket in 2016, is exploring the primary challenge to Mr. Trump, representing himself as the voice of alienated moderate and mainstream conservatives. I'm about to pop up, but I know I got some Cavassier somewhere up in here, somewhere hiding. Okay, he emerged as a vocal critic of Mr. Trump during 2016 election, saying his call to deport immigrants revoked Calumet. You guys can see what that word is. I'm gonna spell it for you. KRISTALLNACTH. Go figure. Signature issues: favors financial, fiscal restraint, free trade, and modern immigration reform. Has endorsed steps to legalize marijuana. Why is everybody see? When I think about the legalizing of marijuana, thank you, Tattletale Dishes. Appreciate you for coming by. When I think about legalizing marijuana, don't you understand it's more than marijuana? They're going to start with the legalizing of marijuana. Once that filters to all the states, the next thing is going to be legalizing cocaine, legalizing heroin. They starting from the bottom and working their way up. Marijuana don't make you run and kill people. Marijuana don't make you go and just go crazy and start itching and scratching and doing all kinds of crazy things and robbing and stealing and people. But you're going to start with the marijuana, and then you're going to go to the cocaine. And once cocaine becomes legal, we'll be walking around like a bunch of zombies. But that won't be me, because I don't do drugs. Okay. So we have unlikely to run Stacey Abrams. I wish she would have kept on, but she's the 2018 Democrat nominee for the governor of Georgia, a former state legislator. Was breakout star in 2018 midterm elections, early flipping a long red state. Refused to concede in the race, citing the systematic disfranchisement of many of her supporters against the Brian Kemp, who is now governor. All right. John Kerry. Now, when we get to John Kerry, I like John Kerry too. He's 75. He'll be 79 by the time he finished. But John Kerry, he's been around a long time. 2014 Democrat nominee and President Obama's chief diplomat, author of a recent memoir about his life at 75, he was thought to be done with politics, is deeply upset about Trump presidency and has indicated he would like to continue to play a role in his public life. Mitch Landau, controversial decision to remove his city Confederate monuments. Voted him to the national political conversation, has drawn considerable attention from Democrat donors and political strategists. Former mayor of New Orleans, former lieutenant governor of Louisiana. Howard Schultz has long mused about, he's from former chief executive of Starbucks. You see, anybody can run for president. Anybody. Oh, that just makes me crazy. Anybody can run for president. We don't care. Anybody can run. Has a long muse about making the jump from boardroom politics to self-describing lifelong Democrat. Has come under fire from fellow parties members as well as President Trump for taking steps to prepare to run for president as an independent. John Keish ran for Republican president nominee twice. Staunch critic of Mr. Trump has spent much of the past 2 years publicly weighing whether to run again. If you undecided, goodbye. As governor expanded Medicaid under Affordable Care Act prices, whatever. Bloomberg not running. He's not going to run. I hope those who have urged me to run and to stand up for the values and principles that they hold dear will understand what my decision was guided by one question. How can I best serve the country? These are people not running now. Sherrod Brown. I will keep fighting for all workers across the country, and I will do everything I can to elect a Democrat president and Democrat Senate in 2020. The best place for me, that fight is in United States Senate. I have concluded that the best way for me to form the fight for America is to stay in the United States Senate and not run for president in 2020. That's what Bill Casey said. Hillary Clinton said, let's see what she do. Thank you, sweetie. Thanks for coming by. Mr. TV, thank you for coming by. Hillary Clinton says, former Secretary of State, former Senator of New York, former First Lady, 2016 Democrat President nominee. I'm not running, but I'm going to keep on working and speaking and standing up for what I believe. Lady, have a seat. All the way over there. Eric says, I'm so excited to finish the work that we have begun here in Los Angeles, so I've decided not to throw my hat into the race for president 2020. Eric Holder. See, I knew his name was Eric Holder. See, there was a H Holder. That's Eric Holder. 68. Quote unquote. It's the same. It's not the same Eric Holder that killed Nipsey Hussle. Gotta put that disclosure in. Eric H. Holder Jr. Though I will not run for president in 2020, I will continue to fight for nature and our country through the National Democratic Redistricting Community and its affiliates. Terry says, former governor, Virginia, former chairman of Democratic National Committee. I've decided that I can do the most change here at home, working my heart out to elect Democrats in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Senator for Oregon, Jeff Malarkey. I'm going to work to fix our broken and dysfunctional Senate so it isn't just a graveyard for good ideas. To fix America, we must fix the Senate. Christopher M. Murphy. I am ruling it out. Here we go. I'll rule it out for you, whatever that means. Richard Odita. When I was a child, my grade school teacher told us that anyone in America could grow up to be president. I realized this is not the case. He dropped out. Deval Patrick. After a lot of conversation, reflection, and prayer, I decided that 2020 campaign for presidency is not for me. Tom Sire. Billionaire, former hedge fund executive, climate change and impeachment activist. Most people come to Idol around this time to announce the big campaign for president. But I am proud to be here to announce that I will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to remove the president. Boom. You know, Oprah Winfrey had the nerve to pop up in here, okay? Media mogul, former talk show host, philanthropist. I will not be able to do it. It's not a clean business. It would kill me. Larry Hogan. I truly appreciate all the encouragement I receive from people around the nation, urging me to consider for making a run for president in 2020. However, I will not be a candidate. Okay, so we ran down all the candidates. And no, let's see, and what they do, what they want us to believe they can do, and what they are, trying to do to get our vote. I really didn't hear anything that was, appealing to me, was something that I would believe in and want to vote for. They did throw in the reparations, and that's something that every president should want to give to the people, the American people, people of color. So is slavery, but slavery still on their tongues as they talk, or are they talking with a snake tongue? Because if you are mentioning slavery and reparations, you're telling people on the outside, not just people like me, but people on the outside, that you want their vote, the majority, not the minority, the majority vote of those that are Democrats to vote for you, because of most people of color are of Democrats. So 2020 got up on us so fast. 2020 got up on us so fast, you don't know. 2020 got up on us fast. So we went through the president candidates. Let's see what this one is. A lot of them just saying, they got the high profile candidates: Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar. Those five right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those six right there, I don't know, they're gonna be kind of hard to beat. You're talking about Kanye running. Kanye better stop it. So let's see. Here we go with this one here. But what are they? My thing is, what is they giving? What is they putting out to us? What is they actually, what is how can I say it? What are they actually giving to the American people? What are they giving to us? We all work hard. We all pay taxes. What are the taxpayers really getting out of this race? Because we're still paying more and more taxes. Still paying more and more. Let's see what Trump did. He got Trump's he got Trump shirts out. If you don't like, thumbs up like Trump. Man, Trump for 2020. I can't believe he survived the 4 years as it is. I don't wish no harm on him. I'm just surprised. Just surprised. I mean, Trump is even saying who he's not reaching out to. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? He's saying who he won't reach out to. I hear that. What? Now he's online. He's tweeting about the Iranians. Trump downplays Iranian tension after drone gets shot down. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know, y'all. This one here is funny. Yo, this is funny right here. I'm gonna share this with y'all right here. Share. It said Trump running again. Still, somebody seems to miss Hillary. Why nobody? Why they asking for Hillary? Is this make America great again? Keep America great? Like, otherwise, the president's big address was a combination of over attacks. Obamacare individual mandate, one of the worst things anybody has ever had to live through. Simeon Sain boasts about what he accomplished. Pick your favorite historical comparisons. No president has ever done what we have done in 2.5 years. Nope. No president has done what he has done in 2.5 years. His race in 2016 was the greatest campaign and the greatest election probably in the history of our country. No. Abraham Lincoln was treated supposedly very badly, but nobody been treated badly like me. These are Trump's favorite words that he said. One of the last from George Stephanopoulos, NBC's new interview. But when you got somebody believing he's been more abused by his opponents than a victim assassination, that information needs to be shared. But what did he accomplish though? Let me see. Let me look at this from another angle. What has Trump done for America? Let's see what comes up. I probably say nothing. Like nothing. What has Trump done for America? Let's see. Trump has repeatedly violated his oath of office. That seems interesting. 10 best things Trump has done in 2018. Let's see if we're going to laugh about this. The 10 best things Trump has done in 2018. I don't want to play the video. For his second year in office, extraordinary things Trump has done. Okay. Hi, National New Orleans. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by, sis. I gave the rundown of all the presidential nominees. I had to take a break from cleaning carpets, and I just had this on my heart because I was thinking about it. I was listening to the news as I was working out, but some of these things I just can't believe. I'm like, the people that are running already assures me that Trump is going to win again. But we have to vote smart. So I'm going to run down 10 things that he has done. Number 10, he has secured the release of 19 people, including 16 Americans from foreign captivity. When Pastor Andrews Bruno was freed by Turkey, he became the 19th captive released thanks to Trump. On others include 4 4 held by North Korea, an aid worker and her husband held by Egypt, 3 UCL basketball players. Really? Really? Trump? You know that man went to go get his son? Oh, man. Oh, please. I can't think of his name. I can't think of the basketball player name. I can't think of his name, but he'll come to me later. 3 UCL basketball players who was caught stealing in Japan. Okay. They was caught stealing. A Texas businesswoman held by China. A couple and their 3 children held by the Taliban. A former CIA officer held by Portugal. A couple held by Venezuela. There's more captives freed in 2 years than President Barack Obama has released in 8. And unlike Obama, Trump did it without releasing terrorist traitors or sending plane loads of cash to rogue regimes, creating incentive for more hostage taking. That is a lie. Again, why is he still focusing on Obama? Number 9. He delivered for forgotten Americans. The Trump boom is benefiting those left behind by the Obama economy. Manufacturing jobs grew at the fastest rate in 23 years, and the unemployment rate for Americans without high school diplomas reached the lowest ever recorded. The Wall Street Journal reports the wages rose 3.1%, the biggest jump since 2009, and that how low-skilled workers are among the biggest beneficiaries. Now, number 8, he worked with the Democrats and the Republicans to pass the important legislation. It didn't get a lot of attention, but Trump got it done on bipartisan basis, including criminal justice reform, opioid and sex trafficking legislation, and a new right to try law, giving dying Americans access to experimental medications. What? Pause. Experimental medications. So they're experimental. Are they inventing more diseases? That's what I would think. If you're giving someone experimental stuff, are you creating more diseases? Okay, that's just my opinion. Number 7, he ushered a golden age for women in the CIA. I don't know what that means. Trump not only appointed Gina Haspel as the agency's first female director, but he also made Elizabeth Kimber the first woman to leave the agency clandestine service, rewarding the CIA band of sisters who have toiled, toiled to keep the country safe since 9/11. I don't know what the hell that means. Number 6, he pushed to expand domestic energy production bore fruit. This year, the United States passed both Saudi Arabia and Russia as the world's top oil producers. What the? Damn, you giving your own states no kind of props. That's crazy. Texas got oil. Right, a few of these states down here got oil. In 6 months after Singapore, number 5, 6 months after Singapore summit with North Korea, he has made no concessions to Pyongyang. North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un expected to blow up some useless nuclear facilities in exchange for billions in hard currency. Trump has refused to play Kim's game. Not only has Trump not lifted sanctions, unfrozen North Korean assets, ended the Korean War, or offered to pay Pyongyang diplomatic recognition, he also imposed new sanctions on members of Kim inner circle. We want to sanction him and everybody who talks to him. He just being spoiled. This kind of power is spoiling him. We was spoiled already. But anywho, number 4, he struck Syria again and eliminated the last vices of Islamic State physical caliphate. For a second time, he enforced Obama's red line against the use of chemical weapons. In December, U.S.-backed fighters captured Hajin, the last pocket of territory held by Islamic State. The militant group is far from defeated, but Trump is right that we have knocked the hell out of ISIS. Are you serious? Hey, Skywatcher, thank you for coming over. Appreciate you for coming over. Check us out. We're talking about the presidents. Number 3, he continued his tough line with Moscow. Trump announced America's withdrawal from the Immediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, shipped to Javan Astang missiles to Ukraine, canceled a meeting with Putin to put the group of 20 summit over Russia's seizure of Ukraine Navy ships, expelled dozens of Russian diplomats, and imposed more sanctions against Moscow. Skywatcher, did you catch last night's broadcast? Yo, I'm gonna piece them all together and edit them and show you some really stuff going on in the sky. Okay, number 2. Here we go again. I tell you, I'll be an alcoholic talking about Trump. Now I'm gonna sip this coffee. He pulled out Obama's disastrous Iran deal and reimposed crippling sanctions on Tehran. The new sanctions have taken millions of barrels of Iranian oil off the market and led to the cancellation of major deals with European investors. And when Iranian protesters rose up to challenge the regime, Trump, unlike his predecessor, stood with them. Number one, he stood by Brett Kavanaugh, and even in the worst moments, never wavered. Trump has confirmed a record 85 judges in his first 2 years as president. The total includes 2 Supreme Court justices, 30 affiliate court judges, and 53 district judges who will preside for decades. Trump's successful fight for Kavanaugh also helped him expand his Senate majority, as energetic Republican voters threw out 4 Democrat incumbents who opposed Kavanaugh. Ain't they something? Do them out because they opposed them. There were many accomplishments not including in this list. Trump got Mexico, Canada, and South Korea to sign new trade deals. He continued his regulatory rollback, replacing Obama's Clean Power Plan and his Water of the United States rule, and returning to the power to the states. He took on the International Criminal Court, which purports to have jurisdiction over United States soldiers and citizens, and his graceful handling of George Washington Bush funeral brought dignity to the office. Hey, King. Blessings, everyone in the chat, and a special blessing to Ride Queen. Thank you very much, King. Appreciate you for coming over. Appreciate you for stopping by. I'm almost finished. I was just talking about these people running for the presidency. I'm on Trump. And it's making me nauseous, so I'm about to stop soon. Okay? All right, where was we? Clean power. Return the power to the states. He took on International Criminal Court, which purports have jurisdiction over United States soldiers and citizens, and his graceful handling of George Bush funeral brought dignity to the office. What is a strong record of that is a strong record of success. We will review his 10 worst Trump has done in the next column. Read more. I want to see the worst because that didn't sound all that good. Not at all. That ain't sound all that good at all, at all, at all. And that was the best. Stop. Where's the 10 worst? Okay, let me see. I type it in. Trump's 10 worst. Let me see. The 10 worst. 10, what was it? 10 worst things Trump has done. I bet you won't be much on that. We don't have our story. We don't have our story time on Saturday night anymore. So I have to support you, Queen Rada. Oh, King. I ain't as good as story time. Ty, she was here last night. We was watching the thunderstorms. Okay, so we're gonna say 10 worst things Trump has done his first year. 10 worst things he done in 2018. Damn. Let's go with the 10 worst things first. I can't tell the story as good as she do, but I can tell you about some news and some cooking. All right, so here we have the 10 worst things Trump has done his first year in office. Okay. Let's start at number 10. Number 10, he has made no effort at bipartisanship. Both Bill Clinton and George Bush reached across the aisle in their first year of office, but Barack Obama told Republicans that elections have consequences and I won. Instead of repeating Obama's mistake, Trump should have reached across the party lines. Perhaps the resistance would have refused, but Trump would have gotten credit for trying. Boo. Boo, boo, boo. Number 9, he spent more time attacking Republicans than Democrats. Man, Trump don't like nobody. He don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. He president now, he still don't like nobody. And if he win again, he still ain't gonna like nobody. Trump has spent more time attacking Republicans than Democrats. Trump needs to expand his Senate majority if he wants to pass his agenda. Yet he spent an inordinate amount of time his first year at war with his own party. Hey, Cold Pepsi, thanks for stopping by for a few. Appreciate you. He is empowering, number 8, he's empowering Al-Qaeda in Syria by forging a de facto alliance with Russia and Iran to defeat the Islamic State. Trump is driving Sunni Arabs into the waiting arms of Al-Qaeda, which preparing to replace the Islamic State and is such more dangerous. Number 7, he is giving Miranda rights to capture terrorists. Damn, he did all that. You got that right, Cold Pepsi. I don't think he liked himself either, but damn, why get on our nerves? That's what I'm saying. Leave us alone. Trump promised to start treating captured terrorists as enemy combatants again, but instead of intelligence-driven interrogation and sending terrorists to Guantanamo Bay, he has continued Obama's criminal justice approach to terrorist detention. Number 6, he has attacked the FBI and the intelligence community. Oh my goodness, Trump be having me rolling. I'll be an alcoholic before the day is over, I promise you. Excuse me. Trump is right to be angry about leaks of private conversations with foreign leaders and the political bias of some individuals involved in the Russia probe, but the vast majority of those in the FBI and the Justice Department and the CIA are good, decent, and honorable patriots who deserve the president's respect. Trump should not undermine our institutions because of corrupt or illegal actions of some individuals. Let's see. Who is the people that the FBI and the CIA is after? We're not going to say his name. We're going to spell it. So if you can't spell, like I can't read, you're going to be good. Trump. Period. That's who they investigated. That's why he don't like him. Number 5 is see, I was just telling you guys earlier about him and his tweeting. His notorious tweets undermine his presidency. He overshadowed his policy achievements, his excellent address to Congress and speeches to Saudi Arabia, Russia, and South Korea by tweeting about Obama wiretapping him, gloating over Arnold Schwarzenegger's failure on The Apprentice, and attacking the host Morning Joe. Trump fails to understand that the power and the grandeur of presidency are greater than any smash mouth tactics that got him into office. Yo, he be sitting on the toilet just tweeting on the low. He be hiding from Secret Service, pull out his burner phone, and he be tweeting his behind off, yo. He was like, "Can I use the bathroom?" Hiding his doggone burner phone so he can tweet. Okay. He fired James B. Comey. If he wanted to change the FBI leadership, he should have announced it the day after the election. Comey belated firing led directly to the Mueller probe, which hangs over Trump's presidency like the swords of Damocles. Yeah, he did that. Number 3, he dismissed Russian Interference in the 2016 election. During his trip to Asia, Trump said he really believes that when Vladimir Putin tells him Russia did not interfere in the 2016 election, Putin believes it. And this is patiently absurd. Putin directed Russian meddling. It is possible to accept that Russia sought to influence our election without accepting that there is any collusion. The fact that a foreign government tried to undermine our democracy should outrage all Americans, regardless of party, including the president. Okay. He stood by Roy Moore. Hey, love my droves. Comey was a self-righteous a-hole. Yes, sir. He stood by Roy Moore. His endorsements of an alleged sex predator was morally indefensible and sent a message to women everywhere that Republicans do not believe the incredible allegations of a grown man molesting teenage girls are disqualifying. And the message has been received. Polls show a significant increase. The percentage of women who favor Democrats over Republicans in 2018. Okay. He failed to condemn the alt-right. Ah, man, I can't with this guy. Many sides' response to Charlottesville was shameful. There are a lot of things about the presidency that are hard, but condemning Nazis isn't one of them. While Trump eventually did so, as white nationalist Richard Spencer pointed out, Trump has never denounced the alt-right, or nor will he. But you tell President Obama to denounce Farrakhan. How does that work? Oh, okay. Occur. All right. Sadly, Spencer is right. Trump's failure to condemn the right fever swamps hurts his presidency and this conservative movement. Trump should be celebrating a year of achievement, but instead, his administration is hemorrhaging public support. And when Trump took office, he had 45% approval. Yet today, despite policies, success at home, abroad, economic growth exceeding 3%, and the unemployment at 70% low. His approval has dropped 10 points, 35%, the lowest any modern president at the time of his administration. If Trump wants to understand why, he can start with this list. Dang. Look, Trump chances in 2020 aren't nearly as bad as people think. It's bad because he don't have nobody strong running against him. He got people that write books, and I'm not gonna be mad too much at the mayors, but he got people writing books and novels, and I'm like, wow, really? I don't know. I don't know. That's just something crazy. Let's see. Hey, Natrola. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. We just reading about some of these people that are running for presidents. Running for the president in 2020. I welcome Trump impeachment, but he's done 20 things right. Yeah, okay. 10 best things he done. No, we did that one. Okay, let's see what he got accomplishments. Let's see. Wait. Trump's 289 accomplishment in just 20 months? Must be a Trump lover. Must be. You guys feel free to mingle. Free to mingle. I tell you what my rules are. Go to their page. Like their page. Leave a comment. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button. Be loyal. Visit their page. I'm just going to read some of the interesting things, because I don't believe most of none of this stuff. Let's see the ones that I deem more important. Economic growth, 4.2% in the second year quarter 2018. For the first time in more than a decade, growth is projected to exceed 3% over the calendar year. Let's see, jobs. 4 million new jobs have been created since the election, and more than 3.5 million since Trump took office. More Americans are employed now than ever before in our history. Jobless claims at the lowest in nearly 5 decades. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Leah. Hey, Trigger. 15. Hola. Economic achieved the longest positive job growth. Job openings. Oh, here we go. Unemployed claims at 50-year low. African American, Hispanic, and Asian American unemployment rates have all recently reached record lows. African American unemployment hit record low at 5.9% in May of 2018. Hispanic unemployment hit 4.5%. Asian American hit a low of 2%. Women unemployed recently lowest rate nearly 65 years. A female unemployed dropped 3.6% in May of 2018, the lowest since October 1953. Exactly, love my drones. Exactly. But this is okay. Love my drones. Since you mentioned that, we know him as being, the Celebrity Apprentice. We know him as being a realtor Mongo. I don't remember him ever talking about politics unless he was talking bad about them. I don't remember anything he said that was positive about being a politician. And then he said, "Oh, I can do it. I can run." But then he turns around, and when he should have ran, he didn't run because he knew he wasn't going to win against Barack. And then Barack served 8 years, and now he's thirsty. I don't know. How can you possibly think we are going to allow him to run for a second term and win. I don't understand this. Yo, he's almost a shoo-in. He's almost a shoo-in for 2020. Like, what are we doing as a nation? What are we doing as Americans? Hi, Rachel. Thanks for riding past. Appreciate you, Rachel. Oh, yada, yada, yada. American income, median American income house rose to 61,000 in 2017. Wages, fastest rate. Paychecks increased by 3.3%. Some 3.9 million Americans off food stamps since the election. Median Hispanic rose by 3.7%, surpassed 50,000 in the first time ever in history. You know, like, what is this? So they offer food stamps, and now you want to give them boxed food. How does that work? And then you turn around and tell women what to do with their body. How is that going to work? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of mudslinging, slow singing, flower bringing. If my burglar alarm starts ringing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. We got to move on off of this because Trump is gonna have me nauseous, and you know, the way my stomach is set up. Let's see what we can find out about these people. But we know a lot about Biden. We do know a lot about Biden. Let's see if Cory Booker. There you go. Let's see. Let's see what they say about Cory Booker, because you know, I think he talks well. I think he, not saying that he shouldn't talk well, but I'm just saying that Cory Booker, he's not a just pop up kind of guy. Yo, they're gonna be slinging all kinds of background stuff. These people on YouTube think they doxing. They gonna be doxing everybody. We gonna know what his son didn't eat and what he didn't, what color his poop was by the time they get finished with him. So he got his campaign up there. Contributions, campaigning. Let's see. We want to know about him being in the news. Okay. All I know is I'm voting in 2020. I like the way the ship is sailing just fine. Okay. Okay. Everybody has right to their opinion. But the funny thing that I saw today in politics was that they want Joe Biden. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. They want Joe Biden to apologize. And he was like, apologize for what? The way he said it, I was like, they telling the wrong person to say sorry, okay? Biden is not even nowhere near going to say sorry for whatever he says. He will not waver. Biden, Cory should apologize, not me. Cory said, you should apologize. So what was said was that, okay, his arrivals in 2020 nominations included two major Black candidates in this race. You got to listen carefully. Congress need to get off his butt and stop being such obstructionists. Absolutely. Including two major Black candidates in the race. Oh man, I don't want you to come up there and stop. Okay, come on, let's see. Okay, but Biden. Okay, so two Black candidates in the race roundly criticized Biden comments, but Biden didn't back down. Wednesday was the particularly defiant in the face of the criticism from New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who said the former vice president should apologize. Right? So Biden said Booker should apologize because the senator should know better than to question Biden's commitment to civil rights. Now, Biden's been down with civil rights for over maybe 30, 40, 50 years, something like that. So there's not, as he said, there's not a racist bone in my body. I've been involved in civil rights my whole career, as he said. Booker said, I was raised to speak the truth to power, and that I shall never apologize for doing that. And Vice President Biden shouldn't need this lesson. So they fighting now. They doing some crazy back and forth. And he said it's becoming one of the most intense disputes of the primary, showing hazardous for Biden as he tries to turn his decades of Washington experience into his advantage, instead of infuriating Democrats who say he's out of step with the diverse party of the 21st century, and potentially undermining his argument that he is the most electable candidate to take down President Donald Trump. Biden makes facts all the time, but almost anything can be twisted around to be racist, homophobic. Yes, anything can be twisted. But what I like about Biden, I'm going to say President Obama, if President Obama endorses Biden, it's going to shut down Trump. It's going to be a complete shutdown. It's going to be a shutdown. He's going to be a shoo-in to win. I mean, because not to bring up old battle wounds, but I keep asking myself this question, and I can't seem to get the answer to it. Since we're talking about Obama real quick. When Obama first ran for presidency, he was running against Hillary, and they both said some very mean and nasty things about each other. Okay? Some mean and nasty things about each other. And Obama forgave her for all the mean, nasty things she said about him. And then he puts her to Secretary of State. Now, once she became Secretary of State, she did some fucked up shit. She did some bad things, whatever, Clearwater and all that other stuff, Pizzagate and all that crap going on. So then, when she ran for the presidency against Trump, Obama said all these beautiful things about her. So my question to the American people, to people all over, is he lying now, or was he lying then? When he was attacking her, was he telling the truth then? And with her going against Trump, is he lying now? That is something I just can't get out of my head. He was backing her for Trump. Was he telling the world the truth about her? But yet, when you was running against her, you dug up some really mean, bad things about that. That's just my food for thought process. So, what is that? So he's been involved in civil rights his whole life. And he says, listen, it's becoming one of the most intense dispute primary shown hazardous, right? So, as a New York fundraiser Tuesday, Biden pointed out two long dead segregationist senators, Democrats, James Eastland of Mississippi and Herman Talmadge of Georgia, to argue that Washington functions more smoothly a generation ago than under today's broken hypocrisy partisanship, whatever that word means. I got mad words to look up. We didn't agree much on anything Biden said, and the two men who were prominent lawmakers when Biden was elected in 1972 described Talmadge as one of the meanest guys I ever knew. and said that Eastland called him son, though not boy, a reference to racist to many white addressed black men at the time. Hey, Rachel. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So, the word that is in question is the word son. Now, me coming from the community that I'm coming from, I don't think that's a bad word. I think that's showing love when you say son. But then again, you can show disrespect when you're like, you my son. I taught you everything you know, you my son. But it's more disrespectful if you would have called him boy. If you call him boy as in you're not a mature enough, boy. Well, I mean, what made it racial by saying son? Well, those of color better look at how their verses are, how they're under Obama, things looking up for them, all the stats. The Democratic Party has kept those of color dependent for years. Well, I don't know if you could say they was dependent. I'm just saying that when a lot of these laws were put into place, it was not put into place for people of color. Okay? And once people of color or all kinds of nationalities started implementing these laws and using the laws to work out for their benefits, then all of a sudden it's a dependency. I'm not going to get into that because today we're talking about the presidency. We're not going to talk about dependency. We're going to talk about presidency. So Ali said that, yet even in the Senate, Biden said at least 3 was some civility. We got things done. Biden Vargas quickly pronounced. I have to tell Vice President Biden, as someone I respect, that he is wrong for using his relationship with Eastland and Talmadge as examples of how to bring our country together, said Booker, who is African American. Why is this about race? We're talking about running a country. We're not talking about race. We're talking about running a country. I wouldn't care who ran the country as long as they was doing a good job at doing it and keeping Americans safe. You can't worry. You got to understand, keeping Americans safe will also require keeping other countries and other areas safe as well. So, the problem would be that, okay, as far as our troops and stuff, our troops, our military, our military is to protect other foreign third world countries that don't have the manpower to protect themselves. Okay, so there's another funny one. So New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, a white man who is married to a black woman, here we go with this again, tweeted 2019, Joe Biden is a longing for good old days of civility, type by James Eastland. Eastland thought my multiracial family should be legal. Like, what does that got to do with anything? California Senator Kamala Harris, who is black, says Biden was coddling surrogationists in ways that suggest to me that he doesn't understand the dark history of our country. A characterization Biden campaigns rejects. Former Texas Beto O'Rourke said that for Biden to somehow say that we're seeing in this country today a function of partisanship or a lack of bipartisanship completely ignores the legacy of slavery and the active suppression of African Americans and communities of color right now. The turmoil comes as a crucial point in the campaign. Biden is still recovering from controversy earlier this month where he angered many Democrats by saying he didn't support federal taxpayer money supporting abortion. He later revised his position. He's among more than 20 candidates who will be in South Carolina this weekend to make their case to the black voters at series of events. Meanwhile, most candidates will gather in Miami next week for the first presidential debate of the primary season. Biden will almost certainly face criticism for his comments. He tried to diffuse the tension by saying he was trying to argue that the leaders sometimes have to work with people they disagree with to achieve goals, such as renewing Voters Rights Act. The point I'm making is if you have to agree, you don't have to be like the people in terms of their views, he said, but you simply make the case and you beat them without changing the system. He has received some of the black leaders, Louisiana Rep. Cedric Richmond, Biden campaign co-chairman, former Congressional Black Caucus chairman. Biden opponents deliberately ignore the full content of his argument for more functional government. Maybe there's a better way to say it, but we have to work with people, and that's a fact, Richmond said. Nothing he dealt recently with the president, Donald Trump, to pass long-time criminal justice overhaul. I question Trump's racial sensitivity, a whole bunch of things about his character, but we work together. Okay. I'm going to end that on that note. No, he wants to talk some more. Likewise, Richard said, Biden mentioned Jim Crow era senators to emphasize the depth of his disagreements. Elected officials sometimes navigate. If he gets elected president, we don't have 60 votes in the Senate to overcome filibusters, Richmond noted, but could be less genuine to say